I'm Dubem Eze, I'm 19 years old, and I'm an attacking midfielder who's currently on loan at Chorley from Bolton Wanderers. I reached out to Miles because although I love football and what comes with it, um, I felt like I was struggling. After games, I put myself under a lot of pressure, and I used to go through things that I didn't feel like I really wanted to go through because of the pressure I put myself under, and because of the fact that I felt like, obviously as someone who wants to reach their potential and reach what they can do, I felt like I was, you know, I felt like I wasn't necessarily enjoying the game as much as I did when I was younger. And I felt like originally and before starting the program and doing some of the work that I did with Miles, I put my whole identity into football, and the fact that if, let's say, I had a good game on the Saturday, I felt like that was me and that was the high, and that that I'm happy for that week. And then that was so and then like if a game didn't go as well, that I was low for that week. And I felt like I just wanted to change that and realize and take my identity and the person I am away from football, and realize that I'm bigger than the sport. And although I want to give everything that I can do to become the best football player I can be, there's more to me, and giving 100% is enough. And I feel like now I'm just happy and I'm content with giving everything that I can and everything that I have, and that I'm happy, and it doesn't need to be as stressful as it once has been. The career that I want to have, I feel like it's important to enjoy where you are now and enjoy where you're going, and just kind of enjoy playing football as you did when you were young, and do the things that you do that you love. And I feel like when you're happy, you can get the most out of yourself, and that's kind of where I want to go, and kind of where I see myself just being the best I can be. It's a really good experience. Obviously, Miles is a good guy, and he does so much things for us. He reaches out to us after games, which I really appreciated. And he has so much experience having a career that he had, and he's able to impart some of the knowledge and some of the things he picked up and he learned on his journey with us to ultimately help us improve as individuals. And yeah, I can't say anything more other than he's just a good guy, and someone that is was really good working with over the months that we have. So obviously there's ups and downs. Sometimes it feels like there's more downs than ups on our football journey, and we all experience those things. But it's ultimately about how we deal with those things, and kind of giving 100%, regardless of whether things go good or bad, because we can't always control, for example, whether we start a match or whether we're on the bench, or like, for example, team selection or things like that. But just kind of just kind of knowing and feeling that as long as we give 100%, as long as we give our best, that's it and that's enough. And that's kind of the mentality that I've really like picked up over the months that we've worked that, as in that as long as I do everything I need to do, and as long as I can control what I can control, really, and everything's for me, then that's the most important thing. Obviously, as I mentioned at the start, I'm on loan at Chorley, and I started the first game, I was at Chorley, and then I didn't start the next one, and it would have been so easy for the old me to slip into old habits and old cycles, feeling like I'm on loan, and this is frustrating, and the fact that I feel like I should be playing every game and things like that. But obviously, that's not always the case, and old me would have perhaps not thrown the toys out of the pram, but been frustrated and let that frustration seep out into my game. But the improved me, the learning that I've done was able to come across as, being calm and realizing that as long as I train and do the things that I can do, I'll get an opportunity. And ever since then, I haven't looked back, and I've been able to play every game pretty much, and start every game while I've been on loan. And it's been learning for me, and also a test that I've overcome. And obviously, there's been learning along this journey as I've continued to play more and more games and things that I've picked up. But that example sticks out for me the most because that was quite early on my journey with Miles, and getting past that was just a sign to me that repeating old habits that I would have done, the old me would have done, perhaps would have put me in a similar position to one where I had been, having been at clubs that I've been at, and now being here. I feel like that's the change, and that's the sign for the trajectory of my future and my career to now go upwards. I feel like so many things have improved. For example, I've communicated with coaches and had better relationship with coaches than I've done in the past before. And I feel like, you know, I feel like these people and coaches and people who have interest in your football, they want the best for you. And now knowing that and seeing that, because I want the best for me more than anyone, and with the help of these people, they've helped me to come on leaps and bounds. And obviously, adding Miles as someone who also cares for my football and has the best interest for my football has meant that I've continued to improve and improve under his guidance. And um, I've continued to learn and seek knowledge, and he's helped me to come on a long way. I just feel like the constant communication with my managers on loan, managers where I currently am, and my current club have just helped me to just continue to become the best version of myself. So much better. The relationship with myself has um, improved so much and so greatly, and obviously that comes down to the work that I've done, the work with Miles, because before we started the journey and the journey that I've been on in the last couple of months, you used to put so much pressure on yourself. You used to be hard on yourself. Obviously, you want the best for yourself, but that didn't always come out in the best of ways, and didn't always lead to the best actions. And just kind of trusting myself and trusting the journey and trusting where I'm going to go to has been the main thing. And also realizing that I'm good enough and I've got everything that I need. I've got everything that I need to go to where I want to get to. So that has been the shift for me, and that's been the shift on the journey that I've been on. I've always had the ability, and I felt like I've always been a player that can do things. So it hasn't necessarily been the improvement footballing wise, but the gap and the thing that I was so interested in, which brought me to this program, is the reason why so many players and players with ability to do things, some play at higher levels and some fall off and play at lower levels, and that kind of curiosity almost um, has been answered because of the fact that I understand that players might have ability and players may be able to do things, but the gap is mentally, their mental state, where they are, how they feel. And I feel like that's the difference, and that's the separation between elite athletes and athletes who have abilities to be elite but aren't able to quite get there. It's because of how they think, how they feel, and how they're able to express that. And I feel like that's the gap where Miles' work um, comes in, and that's where he helps you to improve. Because yeah, I feel like answering your question, I've always had the ability. It's just about being able to get myself in the right mental state to bring out those abilities, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to that, and I feel like will continue to show. That's another thing really, that it's not just the football improvements that you see, but there's so much bigger things to life than football. And this work and the tools that you gain from this program not only help you with football and not only help you with the challenges and the battles that you face while in a football environment, but also away from football. And I just feel like if we can just pick up, these mental skills. Obviously, we've done breath work and things like that, but not even just that, but just the trusting in yourself, the confidence, the communication skills that you pick up will not only help you in a football environment, but have helped me certainly in my life as well. What have I most enjoyed? I feel like I've just most enjoyed. I feel like before I've been in a rush with everything, and I've wanted everything now, but I feel like I've been able to enjoy the process, the journey, the fact that in 5 years' time I'm gonna look back when I was a 19-year-old lad trying to make a way in the game, and in my first proper season in men's football out on loan. I'm gonna look back on those times and really be able to enjoy them, and I feel like that's what I've enjoyed the most. The fact that I'm gonna cherish these moments. I'm gonna cherish the fact that I was playing and getting in a team and competing at the top of the league and things like that. And I'm gonna look back, and I know that I'm gonna look back and look back on those memories and the times that I worried and be like, you didn't need to worry them times. And I feel like that's what I've enjoyed the most, just being in the present and just enjoying now. Yeah, the most important, and I feel like the thing that touched and hit hard home the most is the fact that it doesn't matter and you can't fully control how everyone else feels or how everyone thinks, fans, manager, teammates, staff. these things aren't in your control. As long as you're happy and you're content with yourself and within, um, that's the most important thing. So I feel like that's the first takeaway. Secondly, is kind of just trusting the process and just being present in the moment. Obviously, done a lot of work on mindfulness, um, and kind of just being here right now and being happy with where I am right now. Obviously, knowing that things are to come and trusting that things are to come. But just being happy right now and just enjoying the process right now, because I feel like that leads on to my third point and the third takeaway, which is gratitude. Because being grateful not only um, will mean that you're able to see more things come into your life, but you're grateful and you wouldn't trade yourself to be anyone else or anywhere else in that moment. And I feel like when you're grateful, you're happy and nothing can disrupt that. So yeah, those are my three takeaways. Yeah, I would recommend the work with Miles on the Unleash the Player program, because I feel like it's so often overlooked. We were having this discussion before. I feel like with technical work or physical work, such as passing the ball or work based in the gym, you can physically see the results and things like that. But I feel like this is the gap. This is where a lot of players miss. This is the difference between elite players and players who have the ability to be elite but don't quite reach the level, is because of the fact that they may be missing something mentally, or because of the fact that these skills that they have and the ability that they have, they aren't often able to get the best out of themselves because of the way their mental state is in. And I feel like that's the gap that Miles and the Unleash the Player program comes in, because with these mental skills, you're able to get the best out of yourself, and that's what we all want to do. So I feel like I have, and I feel like I'm getting there each and every day, and I'm still a work in progress, and I'm still improving each and every day. But from where I was at the start to where I am now, I've come on leaps and bounds, and we've often used the phrase and the word bulletproof, and I feel like my mindset and my mental state is pretty much near bulletproof now. Final message for Miles. Um, yeah, just thank you for the work that we've been able to do over the couple of months that we've worked together, and I hope that we can continue to work together for the long career that I have, and I can continue to go from strength to strength under the work that we'll continue to do.